yes, this is the end of this my own 1 month mini braid challenge, and I used this very potent mixture. This is what I used throughout the 1 month and 1 week journey. If you want to know how to prepare this, I made a video on it, on how to prepare it. This is all that I used for my 1 month and a week mini braid hair journey, nothing more. I did not apply any oil. I did not apply a butter to both the hair strands and my scalp. And I washed my scalp every 2 weeks. My scalp and my hair, I washed it. For the first 2 weeks of my application with this potent mixture, I sealed in the mist with the hair butter, and I used my hair oil to massage the scalp. But I went another 2 weeks without anything at all on my scalp and my hair. Just this ingredient, just this hair mist, just this hair mixture. And this is my hair today. Look at the edges. Now my edges grew from this right here far better than before the journey started, before the application of the mist. Can you see them properly? And now I want to go ahead and show us my growth for this 1 month. This is my growth. You can see it. Look at it under. Can you see it? Look at this too. Can you see it? This is where the hair, where my hair started, and this is the growth from here, from the scalp to where my finger is starting. So I would say that this mixture is very potent, yes, and your hair will not feel dry or frizzy at all. It is very moisturizing and hair growth boosting. Calculating this hair growth now, I should be having more than half an inch for this 1 month, because this growth is massive. Oh, yeah, it is. It is massive. Despite trimming off my ends because I is it dusted, I actually trimmed them because before the installation of this hairstyle it was already due for trim. But I was so tired that day to go for a trim, and I decided to do it while on this hairstyle. So I did it exactly 2 weeks, and I'm still having this even while still on the braid. Now if I lose it, I want to imagine how much length I'll get. Now let's get into the losing process of my 1 month and 1 week braids. I used 2 elastic hairbands, and I used the same hair mist that I used to boost my hair growth for this journey. I sprayed it on the scalp and the hair, and of course you know I love massaging. I do not like any of my products to waste. So when I massage, I am sure that they get into the proper places very well. And while losing, you can as well see that growth. Look at that growth. This is more than half an inch. Is more than half an inch. I was super happy, super proud of that mixture when I saw the growth I was able to get for 1 month. Look at that. Look at that. See now. See growth. See the before and see after. So I said, okay, well, let me lose from the back. See the length. Lose from the front. See the length. And then I did not want to make the video long. I had to just, make everything fast. So after losing the front too, I discovered that the back section of the hair, the rear section of the hair grew longer than the front. So I went off camera to lose the whole hair, and this was it. After losing it, it took me close to 5 hours to gently unravel all those braids. Yes, because while taking down your braids, if you are not careful, all the length you got for the period of the time you kept your braids on, you will lose, if not more than what you got. You will lose exactly what you got. So you have to be careful while taking down your braids after your long hair challenge. So you can see that I went in with a spray. Eventually, while losing it, I needed a little oil, so I used the butter at the tip of the braid to reduce breakage and make it more easier to lose. There was no friction, nothing at all. So I applied the little butter to the tip of each of the braids while losing them, and I'm just going to stretch it out using the African threading method and leave it for a day, and then come back and examine the length, because you might not be able to get your length growth. You might not be able to do the length check without stretching your hair. Even if it is not properly stretched, at least it should be stretched, not in its shrunken state. You might think your hair did not grow, but when you stretch it out a bit or fully, then you realize that your hair has grown well, and you'll be able to determine the amount of growth you saved or you got for that period of time. I was so tired at the end of the day when I finished losing this hair. The whole takedown process, the whole moisturizing, detangling. Yes, another thing is proper detangling. There's a difference between losing your hair and detangling. They are two different things. So after I loosed all those braids, I had to properly detangle them by moisturizing the hair. I parted them in smaller sections, moisturized them, detangled them properly. And now I remembered, while growing, I read the storybook about Simbi. Simbi Goes to School. That was the title of that storybook. And yeah, I am looking like that Simbi, with my African threading standing, refusing to bend. But now, I eventually got a way around it. So eventually, this was not the next day. I couldn't do anything the next day. I could not unravel the threading, so I left it till the next day, which means I left it for more than 48 hours to lose the threading. And by then my hair was stretched. It was properly stretched. And this is me taking down all the African threading. And I went in with my oil, because I do not for any reason give room for dry scalp. So these are all my oil mix that I use before embarking on this journey and deciding not to use oil on the hair or the scalp, except for that mist. So for the period of 3 weeks, I did not use oil or butter on the hair and scalp, except this day while taking down that African threading. And my hair is properly loosed and detangled, although not fully stretched. But I could do something with this. I could determine. That clothes could not allow me determine my full length. I was like, no, I have to look for another option. And this is my growth. I was super happy.